Picture this. You're checking your payslip. Your salary looks normal, but wait, there's a deduction you've never seen before. And then you panic, you call payroll. Payroll says, oh, HMRC told us to take it. There's nothing we can do. Now, this is not fiction, right? This is an actual law that is coming into place in April 2027, and most people have absolutely no idea that this is coming. Today, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what's changing, why the critics are calling it the stealth tax, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself before it is too late. At the moment, when you interest on your savings, your bank quietly reports it to HMRC at the end of the year, right? HMRC might send you a letter, they might adjust your tax code, or let's be honest, they might just do nothing and then you slip through the cracks. It's currently messy, it's inefficient, especially for HMRC, and it's also very forgiving for us. But all of that is about to change come April 2027, because from that date, every bank and building society in the UK will be mandated to collect your national insurance number so that every penny of interest that you earn gets tracked in real time. And here is where it gets really scary. The moment HMRC computer detects that you have breached your personal savings allowance, and that's £1,000 at the moment for basic tax rate payers and £500 for higher tax rate payers, while it's zero for additional rates. This automatically changes your tax code. This means your employer or pension provider gets a call or an alert from the HMRC saying, take this extra amount from Sarah's wage for this month or going forward. There is no warning, there is no negotiation, just money disappearing from your paycheck. But here's what makes this really brutal. When the Personal Savings Allowance was launched in 2016, it was very generous. It was a good idea. And back then, interest rates were at rock bottom, right? You could have £100,000 in the bank and barely earn £100 in a year. Nobody was worried about breaching this 1,000, especially the people in the middle class. But fast forward today, inflation has gone up, interest rates has exploded, and suddenly the basic rate taxpayer only needs about £16,500 saved to start paying tax, while a higher rate taxpayer just needs about £8,000 to start paying tax. According to Sterling Bank, 36% of UK adults already have more than £25,000 in cash savings, and nearly 1 in 5, that's 17%, have at least £50,000 tucked away. This could be people's emergency funds or pension withdrawal, house deposit, inheritance money, even redundancy payouts. And with savings rate maybe at 5%, many people feel like it's better to keep this money in an account than investing it. So what I'm trying to say here is the fact that these are not the wealthy people that are saving. That means more than 2.5 million people are now expected to owe tax on their savings interest, compared to just about 600,000 in 2020. That is over 300% increase. HMRC actually expects to rake in over 6 billion this year from savings interest alone. And that's even before the new system comes into play. And once that happens, collection is automatic, straight withdrawal from your salary or your pension. And that's why a lot of critics are calling it the biggest wage raid in history. Now, HMRC has a very polished response to all of these critics. They say it's about modernizing the tax system. It's about making things much more efficient. And the truth is, yes, they have a point. They say it's about helping people get their tax right the first time. And it sounds reasonable, right? But if we dig deeper, we see that there are also massive risks that are involved in this kind of move. Examples of those risks are, what about children's savings accounts? They don't have national insurance number, right? So how would that work? Neither some old people too don't have national insurance number. Even foreign nationals that are living in the UK, some of them don't have national insurance. So what will happen to them? Then there is also the coding error problem. For example, HMRC's computer assumes that you earn the same interest all year and keep taxing you. Or maybe, for example, you withdraw your money in March and you're not receiving interest, but you keep getting this bill. The tax system is not shy from overtaxing you. And now it's now left for you to now start looking at how to claim back that money. But the truth is, who wants to start chasing HMRC for your funds, right? But that's even a different matter entirely. HMRC themselves can barely get basic tax code right these days. And if you have more than one source of income, you would know that this is a big problem. They always get the tax codes wrong all the time. Now imagine when they are trying to also predict everyone's savings interest in real time. And that is why a lot of people are calling this a stealth tax, because Rachel Reeves has a black hole, right? So they are looking for every single way to get money from you. And the worst part is a lot of people would only discover that this tax has been affected when they see their paycheck shrink. Let's talk about solutions, right? The first thing you should look at is to take advantage of the ISA. Every UK adult gets about £20,000 ISA allowance each year. Take advantage of it. It's completely tax-free forever. The growth is tax-free. No matter how high the rates go, if you're not using your full ISA, this is a big shout out to you to use it. The second is to look at premium bonds. Take advantage of it. And premium bonds, they don't pay interest. Instead, they pay prices. And prices are 100% tax-free. And you can hold up to £50,000 in premium bonds without being taxed. The third strategy is to take advantage of your partner if you're married or in a civil partnership. If your partner is earning lower than you, for example, the two of you have two personal savings allowance, but if one person earns significantly less, you can shift the savings to them, thereby doubling your tax-free limit, right? The fourth strategy is the pension, taking advantage of pension, contributing more to your pension to reduce your taxable income. And because that can actually restore allowances that you've already lost. For example, if you're just over the higher rate threshold, a pension contribution could push you back to basic rates. Suddenly, your savings allowance doubles from £500 to £1,000. But here is where it gets really clever. If you're an additional rate taxpayer with no personal savings allowance, contributing enough to your pension could actually pull you below the higher rate threshold. Boom! You have just gained about £500 tax-free. Plus, you get tax relief on the pension contribution. So, for example, let's say our fictional James earns £51,000, which pushes him into the higher rate. His savings allowance is £500, but instead he increases his pension contribution by £2,000, and then his income drops to £49,000. And suddenly, he's back being basic rate and he has £1,000. He's effectively gained £500 more tax-free saving income and got paid $800 to even do it. Now, the fifth strategy is when HMRC changes your tax code, and they will. Don't ignore it. Check every line. If they have overestimated your interest, call them immediately. Reach out to them through the app. Get it corrected before your pay is affected. Proactive, not reactive. So here is where we stand, right? In 18 months, HMRC will have the power to raid your wages automatically. And based on the savings interest, without warning, without negotiation. If this video has opened your eyes and maybe saved you money, smash that like button. It tells you too that people care about this stuff and it's really helpful. And until next time, have a good one.